Hello and welcome. Today I would like to share with you a very special true story that I experienced. Yes, I did lose 40 pounds in 6 weeks, and that was back in 1972. And this is what happened. I had just hung up the phone and was numb. The Air Force accepted me almost. I had passed all of their tests, but 27 pounds was in the way. Alone in my own apartment, 2,000 miles away from home, I recalled how I had reached this point in my life. In my 20s, I was already going downhill. I was overweight and dissatisfied with my job and myself. In 5 years, I had had 5 different office jobs. It was always the same rut. I had been a clerk typist, a file clerk, and a bookkeeper. I knew I was capable of much more than an office job. And dreaming of greener pastures, I became frustrated. I had to do something because I got nervous with my mother. And then I ate. My mom's cooking, good cooking, didn't help. She always kept cookies, cakes, and sweets on hand. I was 5'5" and 555 pounds and desperate to find myself. Then a guidance counselor suggested the armed services as a career. I had always been very organized, wanting everything in its place. I wanted to challenge, travel, a chance to meet people and a career. It would give me a chance to finish college. The Air Force said I was overweight. I wanted some time to think about it. I knew I couldn't lose weight at home. My mother's criticism and complaints about my eating habits just made me eat more. So I saved some money and I took off for Santa Barbara, California, and the little town of Goleta. My goal was to lose 30 pounds, and the faster I lost the weight, the sooner I could get into the Air Force. So I began my diet with no food. I drank a lot of water and took my multiple vitamin pills. I kept busy looking for a job, playing golf, swimming, drawing. In the mornings, I did 15 sit-ups and 50 run in place. There was one consolation about not eating no food bills. McDonald's next door drove me crazy because I kept smelling those Big Macs. A temporary job to help me pass the time. 7 pounds came off the next week. My job was as a typist, so I made the decision to get myself into the Air Force and a different career. The high-protein diet was made for me because I loved meat, eggs, cheese, and fish. The second week of my diet, I ventured to the Los Angeles recruiting station, but it was no go. I was too much overweight and determined I lost more weight. I scrambled eggs, 2 of them, with no butter. I made tea, a good breakfast. I mixed tuna and shrimp. Some chicken, cheese, and a hard-boiled egg was another meal. A piece of melted cheese between 2 patties, hamburgers, was a favorite of mine. I had some cottage cheese with it. A take-home box of chicken would last me for 3 meals. I took the skin off. Plus, I drank 8 to 10 glasses of water a day. In 3 weeks, I lost 20 pounds. My clothes didn't fit anymore. And there was no way I could afford a new wardrobe. That was a delight. I was looking forward to the Air Force. At the beach, guys started taking notice, and so did my friends. I had new energy and lust for life. I adapted an exercise program to firm up the loose skin I was getting. Studying my exercises to music made it fun. It took 4 weeks to lose 30 pounds. I went from a size 16 to 11. I had done it. I went for my physical and proudly tipped the scale at 128 pounds. My induction date was not until September, 4 months away. It meant I had the whole summer to wrestle with my diet and temptations. So I went back to Wisconsin and broke the news to my mother. It turned out to be a fabulous summer with fresh fruits and vegetables. Every day I would go swimming or went golfing or biking. I was just lazy. Some friends asked me for help about losing weight. And very carefully I watched what I ate and counted calories. With 2 meals a day, breakfast and supper, I had about 1,200 calories. Food and nutrition was a whole new world to explore. It became my passion and a pet peeve of mine. I lost 5 more pounds that summer, and in September I headed for boot camp in San Antonio, Texas. We marched everywhere, and they kept us busy. I lost more weight. I was down to 118. Then the next step, by the way, I did graduate on my birthday that year. But the next step was training school at Keesler Air Force Base in Mississippi. It was like college. After training day and duties, we were on our own. We went to meals on our own. I rented a bike and did some golfing. And everywhere I turned, I saw the food trucks and vending machines. I gained 3 pounds. I was trained to be a personnel specialist and finished in 10 weeks. It was back to San Antonio and Kelly Air Force Base where I settled. More knowledge of nutrition and fitness was growing, which led me to yoga and then vegetarianism. I lost 3 more pounds and I was 115 pounds. Wow, what a difference it made in my life. Personnel was just another job. I worked in a vault. It wasn't until I became a training instructor in boot camp at Lackland Air Force Base that I found my true calling. I love speaking and teaching. I was born to it. Writing had been a part of me since I can remember. The Air Force and my diet helped me to turn my life around. I don't recommend these methods I used because I did my homework. Everyone is different with different requirements. If you have the desire and motivation, you can do it. I am dedicating my life to helping people do the same. Then in 1972, when I lost the weight and started my passion about health and fitness, I have continued with it. And then my life really changed. And if you want to know more, about losing weight or health and nutrition, go ahead. But if you want to learn more about me, well, then I suggest you follow the URLs in the bottom. Thanks for listening.